Hi everyone, my name is Miss Abby and today is May 3rd, 2023. So let me share my screen with you so we can get on with today's lesson. Alrighty, I hope everyone can see. We will be starting today off just with some introduction. So today, as you can see, we will be talking about insects, and we're going to be talking about a lot of big words like arachnids, metamorphosis, chrysalis. It is all very new information, so please take your time, and I hope to inform you and just show you that not all insects are bad and not all bugs are insects. So we're going to be starting off with reading. I do not personally have the book. However, Storybook Nanny is here to our rescue, and she will be reading us The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Hello, and welcome to Storybook Nanny. The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Carle. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up, and pop, out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. He started to look for some food. On Monday, he ate through one apple, but he was still hungry. On Tuesday, he ate through two pears, but he was still hungry. On Wednesday, he ate through three plums, but he was still hungry. On Thursday, he ate through four strawberries, but he was still hungry. On Friday, he ate through five oranges, but he was still hungry. On Saturday, he ate through one piece of chocolate cake, one ice cream cone, one pickle, one slice of Swiss cheese, one slice of salami, one lollipop, one piece of cherry pie, one sausage, one cupcake, and one slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomachache.
That's a lot of food for one little caterpillar.
The next day was Sunday again. The caterpillar ate through one nice green leaf, and after that, he felt much better. Now he wasn't hungry anymore, and he wasn't a little caterpillar anymore. He was a big, fat caterpillar. He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and he was a beautiful butterfly.
Alrighty, so that was the hungry caterpillar. Does anyone know why the caterpillar went into a butterfly? So it is a process called metamorphosis, which we will talk about that more later. But let's get on to the lesson. So what is an insect? Well, there are three major components that make up and are required for it to be an insect. Those three things are: one, it has to have three body parts. Now, kind of think of it like us. We have a head, we have our chest and our stomach, and then we have our legs and our bottom. Insects are the same way. They have a head, they have their middle section, which is called their thorax. Now, that's a really big word. And then they have their lower bottom half, and that is called their abdomen. They also need to have 6 legs. So that would be 3 sets of 2. So there would be one set of legs, and then another set of legs, and then another set of legs. And that would make up 6 legs. And then lastly, they need 2 antennas. Now, antennas help bugs a lot because they are able to see better with their antennas. They can tell them how close they are to things and what they are when they get there. Now, every insect has to have 2 of them. And insects can also have wings, but it is not a requirement. Now, I have added a picture here that shows you where on the body you can find all of these parts on a bug or an insect. So up here we see our little bug has 1, 2 antennas. And that, how many antennas do we need for it to be an insect? We need 2. And as we see, it has the head. There's that big word I talked about, thorax, which is their middle body part, kind of like our chest or our stomach or a belly. And then we have the third part of their body, which is the abdomen, which is their lower half. And then lastly, we have 3 pairs of legs. So that would be 6 legs in total. And as I said, a lot of insects do have wings, but it is not a requirement for all insects to have wings. I have added a few photos here of some bugs that are indeed insects. So let's go over a couple of them and just point out why they are insects. So let's start off with the cricket up here on the top row, the very first one. So let's go through our 3-component checklist. So does it A, have 3 major body parts? Well, let's look. We have the head, and then right in here, you can kind of see that middle body part. It's a little difficult to see, but that's its thorax. And then down here where you see this yellow belly, oopsies, sorry. Where you see its yellow belly, that would be its abdomen. Okay, so it has all 3 body parts. Does it have 2 antennas? Well, let's see. I see 1 and 2. I see 2 antennas. Awesome. Now, the last thing it needs to be considered an insect is 6 legs. Let's see if we can count 6 legs. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, everyone. Awesome job counting. Yes, we have 6 legs, 2 antennas, and 3 major parts of the body. So is a cricket an insect? Yes, it is. Good job, everyone. Now we are going to go on to the praying mantis. That is also a pretty big word. And I haven't seen too many praying mantises, but they are about this big and they're kind of creepy looking. I've never gotten very close to one. But let's go through our checklist. Does it have 3 major body parts? Let's check. I see a head. I see its little middle body part, its thorax. And I see its lower part, its abdomen. So we can check that off. Does it have 6 legs? Well, let's count. It's a little hard to see, but we see 1, 2 up here. Those are kind of like its arms. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, can anyone tell me what 2 plus 4 is? You can take a moment, that's fine. It is 6. So we do indeed have 6 legs. Lastly, do we have 2 antennas? Let's check. I see 1. Oopsies. Did not mean to click. My apologies. I see 1 and I see 2. Awesome. Good job, everyone. Now that we have discussed a couple of bugs that are insects, let's take a look at some bugs that are not insects and let's explain why. Alrighty. So let's start off with our friend the dragonfly. Does anyone know why the dragonfly is not an insect? Well, our dragonfly does not have antennas. We do see a little something right there, but I don't think those are antennas. Next, let's go into the caterpillar. Does anyone know why the caterpillar is not considered an insect? It has antennas. It has legs. However, it does not have 6 legs. It has 8 legs. That's a lot of legs. Let's go on to the scorpion. Now, that's a bug that we don't really see here that often. You normally see them in much warmer climates. So, like in the desert, you see a lot of scorpions. But here in Maryland, we don't see them very often. So let's take a look at our friend the scorpion. Is he an insect? No, he's not. And the reason he's not an insect is because he doesn't have any antennas. He has no antennas. And he has more than 6 legs. He has, let's count. 1, 2, those are kind of like his arms. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 legs. That's crazy. But the next bug we're going to talk about is even crazier. Next, we're going to talk about a centipede. Now, that's a big word if everyone wants to try to say it. Centipede. Good job. Now, what's wrong with the centipede? Why is he not an insect? He has antennas and he has legs. He's missing the 3 major body parts. His body is just kind of one long body. He doesn't have a thorax or necessarily an abdomen. It's all just one. And also, do you see how many legs he has? That's a lot of legs. Centipedes can actually have hundreds of legs. It's amazing. Next, we're going to talk about our friend Mr. Spider. And I think Mr. Spider has something to say. So let's count. How many legs does Mr. Spider have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He has too many legs. He should have 6, but he has 8, so he's not an insect. However, I think he's saying something. Spiders are a type of bug called an arachnid. Oh my. I wonder what an arachnid is. It's something we should think about. I wonder if all spiders are arachnids. We're going to go on to a video just kind of talking more about bugs and insects and the different ones you can find. It's just going to be a quick 5-minute video.
Hello friends, welcome to a new happy learning video. Did you know that for every 4 animals, 3 of them are insects? We calculate that for every human being, there are 200 million insects. We are surrounded by insects, so I think it's important to get to know them a little more. Insects are invertebrate animals that share a number of characteristics. Their body is divided into head, thorax, and abdomen. They have 2 antennae, 6 legs, and breathe through their trachea. From the moment they are born, insects undergo a series of body changes called metamorphosis. Most insects are oviparous, and maggots are born from the eggs. As we can see in the images, they don't look anything alike their parents. They look like worms. When they grow, they enclose themselves in a cocoon they make with a substance called silk. Inside the cocoon, they undergo an incredible change in their bodies and they exit as adult insects. This metamorphosis stage is called pupa. Although, when referring to butterflies, we call it chrysalis. The large majority of insects have wings. In fact, they are the only group of invertebrates that can fly. Another shared characteristic amongst insects is that they have almost perfect vision. They have compound eyes. It's as if they had hundreds of tiny eyes in each eye, which provides excellent peripheral vision.
It's another big word.
As we said before, there are so many insects, and there are also many types. There are very annoying insects like head lice, flies, or mosquitoes. Interesting insects because of their shape, like stick insects or leaf insects. Beautiful ones like butterflies or dragonflies. Or singer insects like a grasshopper or cricket that besides from singing is an excellent jumper. But do you know my favorite insect? It's a bee because I love the honey they make. Some insects, like ants or bees, live in highly organized societies where they each have a job assigned. The queen ant, for example, is in charge of laying eggs. Drone ants protect the nest. And worker ants are in charge of getting food and taking care of maggots. The truth is, insects are incredible, and although by their size they might seem unimportant, they are fundamental for nature's balance. For example, they are in charge, along with some birdies, of pollination. Some insects, like my beloved bees, are constantly flying from flower to flower, transporting pollen from one flower to the next, fertilizing them, which makes new amazing plants come to life. The truth is, most insects, like most living things, are marvelous, don't you think? Goodbye, friends. See you next time. And don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning.
I hope everyone learns something amazing. And it just so happens that my favorite insect is also a bee. Because they keep the flowers and the plants around us happy and healthy. And we love flowers and we love the fruits and veggies that we get when we plant. We're going to go back to our PowerPoint and continue on with our lesson. Now we are going to be talking about metamorphosis. Now you did hear that in the video, and it did show you a couple of other bugs because butterflies are not the only insect to go through metamorphosis, but we will talk about that more later. Today, I have a short book from Melvin and Gilda Berger called From Caterpillar to a Butterfly. It's a very short book. This has some really nice pictures and it has some questions at the end that I will also be asking. Butterflies start life as eggs. Can anyone think of anything else that starts its life off as an egg? I can think of a few. I know chickens, they start their life off as eggs. And you can buy the eggs from the grocery store. And I also know that reptiles like snakes and lizards, they also start their life off as an egg. So butterflies are not the only one. And actually most insects start their lives off as eggs. As we can see, it's kind of gross looking, right? Yeah, it's a little funny looking. It's not something we see every day. The eggs hatch. Oh no. Oh, that's so cool. Does anyone know what this is? Because it's not a worm. It's a caterpillar. Good job, everyone. Out come caterpillars. Does the caterpillar look like a butterfly? No, it doesn't. Butterflies have big old pretty wings. But the poor caterpillar here doesn't have any wings. I hope he gets some. Each caterpillar eats and eats. So he is munching on a leaf right here. A lot of times when you find caterpillars, they will oftentimes be on plants or in trees because that is where they get their favorite food, which are leaves. Now, if you remember back to when we were reading The Hungry Caterpillar, the caterpillar ate through all of that food and he got so full and he got big. And then right before he turned into a butterfly, he had some leaves. He had some bites of the big leaf of the tree he was sleeping on. And he felt very full. Then it hangs from a twig. So here's the tree. Here's the twig branch. And here he is, just hanging. The caterpillar turns into a pupa. Now that's a word we learned from the video. But we could also say that it is cocooning or it is making a chrysalis, which chrysalis is also a big word, but you can always say cocooning if that works best. So he's building a little home. Here he is getting all snug and he's still attached to this twig. And he's just relaxing and going into hibernation. And then it becomes a butterfly. Can you see the butterfly on the inside of the pupa? If you look really, really hard, you can see the butterfly's wings. You have to look really hard. What do you think is going to happen? Is it going to stay in the cocoon forever? Next, the pupa shell opens. There he is. He's coming out. And here is the pupa shell, or the chrysalis, or the cocoon. Then the butterfly comes out. Oh, look how pretty it is. Oh, do you think he's ready to fly yet? The butterfly dries off its wings. When butterflies, bees, or flies, or any other kind of flying insect gets their wings wet, they can't fly. So they have to wait for them to dry before they can go flying. It flies away. That's a very pretty butterfly. The butterfly flies from flower to flower. So bees are not the only insect to enjoy flowers. It sips nectar from each flower. Now, nectar comes from flowers. Bees love it. Butterflies love it. Most insects do love it. It is a very sweet juice that comes from these flowers. Okay, so that was the end of the book. And now we're going to start with a few questions. Just a couple. So do butterflies start their lives off as eggs? Yes, they do. They do start their lives off as eggs. Most insects do. What hatches from the eggs? It's caterpillars. Caterpillars hatch from the eggs. And actually, I know a little dance with our hands that can help us remember the caterpillar into the chrysalis and then into a butterfly. So here's our caterpillar. Squunch, 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 squunch. And then after he eats and he's nice and full, he's going to go into a chrysalis. So whoop. And here's our cocoon. Nice and hard. You can't get to the caterpillar. But then as time goes on and he gets bigger and bigger, one day out pops a butterfly. You can show that to your parents. I'm sure your parents will love that. You tell them what a caterpillar goes through to become a butterfly. And does anyone know what that word is? It's right here, metamorphosis. I know that's a big word. Lastly, what do butterflies feed on? It was the last page of the book, and it's the same thing that bees like. It's nectar. Good job, everyone. So here's the book in case you want to ask your parents for it. Here's the back. Alrighty, let's carry on. So here I have shown you guys a couple of other insects. This is not all of them, not by any means, but these are just a couple of insects that you are very common with or know a lot about, or are more familiar with, that also go through metamorphosis. So remember, they start off as a little bug, a little worm, and then they go into the cocoon, and then it goes into a butterfly. Activity time. Awesome. Okay. So I have a fun little activity. It should only take about 10 minutes. Well, I will at least be giving you 10 minutes to complete this. I'll be putting on some music in the background for you to complete it, and I will be working on mine as well. So let me show you what this looks like. If I can move this over. So you'll be getting 2 sheets of paper. You'll be getting this. Let me expand it. So you'll be first starting off with writing your name. Putting your name on your paper is very, very important. And then the date, before anyone asks, it is May 3rd, 2023. So actually we can take this part out. And so here we have insect or not an insect. So I have listed the requirements, the 3 body parts, the 6 legs, and the 2 antennas. And all you have to do is cut out the pictures and decide if they are considered an insect or not. And I'll show you guys the other page you'll be getting. And then you'll be pasting the pictures into the correct category. I do have an answer key, so I will be checking answers. And if you have any questions, I am here to help you as always. Here is the other sheet you will be getting. If it would like to. There we go. So it just has a couple of bugs on it, a couple of insects, and you'll be cutting them out and you'll be pasting them into that graph. Alrighty. So if you have any questions, please let me know. But in the meantime, I will play something. Here we go. I will put something on while you all are working, and I will set a timer for 10 minutes. Okay, timer has started. You have 10 minutes.
Grammarly Go is the only generative AI product that you need. It's easy to use in the places.
You can watch. Just make sure that you are working on your assignment.
Come on in, you blustery buggies. Time for dinner. Longer, please. Well, just one more visit. Something's coming. Look out.
Where in the windy world are those little bugs of ours?
What's for dinner?
What do you think it is? I don't know, but it's pretty. Wow! This is definitely one weird-looking leaf. Whoa! It's alive! It's alive! What? Your mom never told you it's not polite to stare?
Sorry, I've never seen a bug that looks like you before.
It's cool. I've never seen cockroaches who look like you guys either. We're not cockroaches. I'm a jewel beetle. My name is Shimmer.
I'm Wiggle, and I'm Squirt. We're spiders.
Cool. They call me Sweetie. Oh, I'm starved. Where's the nearest trash can?
Trash can?
No trash cans? No cockroaches? Gee, this is nothing like the city.
Wow. You came all the way from the city? How'd you get here?
Beats me. 1 minute I'm crawling into this candy wrapper for a little chocolate. Next thing I know, the wind blows me away.
What's chocolate?
Chocolate! Yeah!
And she lives in the city? And she gets her food from a garbage can? Chocolate and pizza crust and hamburger scraps and... what do you call that stuff?
Ketchup.
What's ketchup?
It's sweet and red and comes from a tomato. Yum!
When can we eat garbage, Mom?
Maybe some other time, Squirt. How do you like your berries, sweetie?
Not bad. Sort of tastes like a jelly donut. I can't wait to tell my mom.
What's the matter, sweetie?
I'm starting to miss my family.
Oh, honey.
Don't worry, we'll find a way to get you back home.
First thing in the morning. But right now, it's bedtime for little bugs. And the 3 little earwigs lived happily ever after.
Cute story. Thanks, Squirt's mom. Good night, Mom.
Nighty-night. Sweet dreams.
What's the matter? Back in the city? I'd just be waking up now. Really? Yeah. See, cockroaches are nocturnal bugs. Sleep all day, play all night.
Wow. Living in the city sounds like one big old bug party.
I guess. Whatever.
You know, out here in the country, we have critters who stay up at night too.
You do?
In fact, Sunny Patch After Dark is a pretty swinging place. Come on, I'll show you around.
Your mom and dad let you go out at night?
Sure, whatever.
Then let's shake it, Squirtster. Come on.
Why did you see this new morning glory?
So, where's the flower?
Guess that's why they're called morning glories. But we've got lots of other stuff that'll make your eyes bug out.
Ooh, any chocolate?
Well, no. But we've got honey, fresh from the hive.
I thought honey only came from those plastic bear squeeze bottles. Huh? Is this a honey making machine?
Kind of.
Squirt, is something wrong?
No, ma'am. I was just wondering if my friend and I can have some fresh honey, please?
Look at the moon. It's 3:30. Little bugs like you should be asleep.
Sorry to bug you. Night.
I think we woke her up.
Miss B's just been a little testy ever since that bear stuck its nose in her front door.
Am I keeping you up, Squirt?
No, I stay up late all the time. I think I'm more of a dark time bug like you. I know. I'll take you to where the real nightlife is.
This is where it all happens in Sunny Patch, the village square.
Where all what happens?
Wonder where every buggy is. Last time I was here at night, they had a firefly ballet.
Looks like everybody's asleep.
I guess. But wait till we get to the cricket cage. There's always music and food and dancing there.
Cool.
Sorry, darling. Boys just played their last set. Shouldn't you be snug as a bug in your bed? It couldn't be. Your bed? We're heading home now. Good night.
Boy, Sunny Patch sure is different from the city.
Yeah, pretty dull, huh? Hey, I know. I'll show you how to web surf. You're gonna love it, especially at night, because nobody else is using the wind.
Squirt, how do you land this thing?
I'll teach you.
Better make it quick. Yo, squirt. Oops.
Young bugs gallivanting around in the wee hours. I expect this sort of boorish behavior from bullfrogs, but
We're sorry the children disturbed your sleep, Spideris.
And I think Squirt has something to say to you.
I apologize, Spideris.
yes, I should jolly well think so. Disgraceful behavior. No respect from people these days.
Squirt, what got into you?
Well, Sweetie's a nocturnal bug, and maybe I'm a nocturnal bug too.
Honey, you know the rules. Always ask permission before you go out. We want to know that you're safe.
Yes, Mom.
Afraid there's no more web surfing for you this week.
How are we going to figure out where this came from, Holly?
I don't know, but we've got to find a way to get Sweetie back home.
Chocolate alert! Chocolate alert! Sorry, I don't think there's any left, Ned.
I'm Ted. He's Ned.
Hey, you ants have a great sense of smell, don't you?
Right you are, love. That's what these little wigglers are for.
So, do you think you boys could track down where this candy wrapper came from?
Piece of cake.
Hey, thought it was chocolate, man.
Okay, everyone. So the 10 minutes is up. So I hope everyone has their assignment completed. Now we're going to go over real quick what I had put down as my answers. If you feel as though something is different, please feel free to say something. So we're going to start off with our insect side. So for insects, I have a praying mantis, grasshopper, an ant, a beetle, a mosquito, a ladybug, a cricket, a bee, and a butterfly. However, I have for not an insect, a dragonfly, a fly, and a caterpillar. Now, the reason I have the fly, the caterpillar, and a dragonfly as not insects is because the fly and the dragonfly both do not have antennas, and the caterpillar has more than 6 legs. However, the rest of the bugs that are on the insect side do pertain all 3 of those components. So please take them home, please study them, please look them over, and maybe even take it outside and see if you find a few bugs that you have on your paper. And you can tell your parents if they are insects or if they're not. Okay, let's go back to our lesson plan. Oh, after activity time, we're gonna do a dance. Now, I know some of you are not going to want to do it. That is fine. but I do highly encourage you because it is a sing-along little dance. It's fun. It's not very long, so it will not take much time at all.
Click to subscribe. Dum diddy diddy do dum diddy dum dum diddy dum. Rock and roll. The ants in the grass all march, 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 march. The ants in the grass all march, 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 all day long. Around the flowers all buzz, 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 buzz. Around the flowers all buzz, 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 all day long. Rock and roll. Fireflies at night, all blink, 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 blink. Fireflies at night, all blink, 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 blink. Night. Caterpillars in the field, all creep, 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 creep. Caterpillars in the field, all creep, 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 all day long. Dum diddy doo, dum diddy dum.
Okay, I hope everyone had an awesome, fun time with our lesson. And I hope you all learned something, and maybe you can even teach your parents or your friends something that you have learned today. I hope you study the paper and go outside and see what kind of insects you can find.